Listen, I want to talk about Bruno Fernandes. I think he was a player who got a lot of criticism and deserved a lot of criticism over the past few games for Manchester United. But I want to talk about his game about Liverpool, what we're really seeing, and this should be the turning point for Manchester United. Yes, we drew against Anfield. We drew against Liverpool at Anfield, but this was a big turning point. You've seen Lisandro Martinez talk about the mindset. That was the biggest thing that changed. I think the belief changed. The players weren't too anxious on the ball. They were confident. They were playing the way. Maguire was doing good switches. Martinez playing balls over the top. That diagonal was crazy, but obviously Garnacho was offside. You can start to see that. And I think Bruno Fernandes is one of those players. He really is a captain. And I think he really did show it against Liverpool. And yes, Bruno said himself, we need to see more. You can't have one game and then, like, the thing that he's mad about is the fact that we've lost all the other games. And that's something Amorim did kind of express as well in all his post-match interviews with the media. It's the fact that, listen, we can go to Anfield, we can go to the Etihad and get results, but why can't we do it against Bournemouth, the Nottingham Forest games, which ideally on paper we should be winning? And that is the biggest issue, the inconsistency. Now, we probably will go lose to Arsenal on the weekend, but you just want to see a level of consistency. And I think with Bruno, he's been absolutely fantastic. I think his performance against Liverpool showed a lot of maturity, a lot of quality. He wasn't doing the stupid things on the ball. He was keeping it simple. I remember when we got beat 7-0 there, he was one of those players who reportedly was actually asking to come off. I think he has changed the way that he's playing. And you look, to get the best out of Bruno, you need him in this United team. United, regardless of all the silly things Bruno does, I've seen a stat. I think he made the most chances created in the Premier League in 2024 with 103. I think he's made one of the top 3 this season. He is someone who creates chances. We just got to get him in the right position. I think Bruno is certainly a very, very good player. We've seen he can chip in with goals. That assist was absolutely class for Martinez. He thought he was going to lose the ball, but just a great pass. Bruno's a player who, when he's on form, he's good. And we need to get him on form enough. Sometimes his decision-making and his petulance is a bit dodgy. And we were all criticising him for that game against Wolves. But ultimately, I think he's one of those players who can definitely become a quality player under Ruben Amorim. I don't think he should have been given that new contract on, 300 odd grand a week. I don't think he's one of those sorts of players. But again, he's one of those players you can mould. He definitely is a leader. You look at all the ex-players you talk about, all the young players, he's a big player about that. Alanga, I've seen a clip talking about him. He still messaged him to this day. He's one of those sorts of players. And you look at his qualities. Listen, he's very good on the ball. But this should be a turning point. Listen, Bruno's not going to have a great game every game. You got to be realistic. But you want to see consistent Bruno Fernandes. And ultimately, you want to see consistent Manchester United. He has been criticised before about his captaincy and his leadership qualities. And yes, they have been rightly deserved, because at times in the United team, he hasn't been a leader. He hasn't been someone United can go to rely to. He's been, ultimately, when it gets tough, previous captains at Manchester United, you look at the ones they've had, Vidic, Rooney, Roy Keane, these sorts of players. When you're in tough moments like United currently are now, you look for your captain. And ultimately, I don't think Bruno's done that enough. I think he can get back into it, but his performance was absolutely fantastic. As I said, you have to give Bruno time. And listen, he's going to get old. I think we will certainly be looking for replacements. But if he can have more games like he did at Anfield on Sunday against Liverpool, he'll be a very good performer. As I said, he creates chances. He's our chief creator. Him and Ahmad have probably been, well, they are United's best creators at this minute. I don't know about best players, but Bruno, we need to see a bit more. We know the levels what Bruno can do. He can get insane goals and assists, but I think his overall play has massively improved. Like when he's on the ball, not even about getting assists, but the simple 5-yard pass or playing it back or these sort of things. And I think he's become much more controlled. I think sometimes you could see him in possession, even out of possession, he'd just be sprinting for no reason. There's no need for Bruno to do that. Now, I think in this system, it has massively changed the way in which he plays. He has to be much more reserved. But yeah, he's a proper leader, and I think you can really see in the quality of his performances what Bruno is really doing. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. That has been me talking about Bruno Fernandes. Let me know your thoughts. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you are new. Listen, what do you think about Bruno at the moment? He is definitely one of our key players, and I think when United play well, Bruno plays well. I think his best performance of the season was at Anfield. He's had some poor performances this season where criticism has been deserved, but he certainly is one of those players that can change the game for Manchester United. And you look at him, if he has a good season, Manchester United can start to have a good season. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and peace.